Amidst the roar of the wind that drove the raindrops, there was a young man named Kabir. In his deep gaze, there was a sparkle that radiated his inner depth. He had long been steeped in Buddhist teachings about the power of trust. For him, trust is an infinite source of strength, like a light that illuminates his path in the midst. Kabir grew up in a small peaceful village on the slopes of the mountains. There, he lived with his wise mother and father. They were farmers who respected nature and believed in the power that flowed in every beat of life. Kabir's mother and father often told him about the wonders of nature and the wise stories of their ancestors, which served as a source of inspiration for the young man. But fate met Kabir with a severe test. One night, a terrible natural disaster struck. A landslide hit their village, and Kabir's home was destroyed along with his beloved parents. He was left alone with no direction but deep hurt and loss. In the midst of his pain, Kabir contemplated the meaning of life and sought solace in the Buddhist teachings he had learned. He remembered the wise words his father used to recite. Life is like a river that never stops flowing. Despite the rocks that try to block it, the river keeps going with the confidence that it will reach the. On his long journey, Kabir met a wise old monk. The man realized the burden he was carrying and gave Kabir valuable advice. Young man, in every breath, we carry a new opportunity. Trust is the key to opening the door to happiness and peace. Feel the power of that trust within you and let. Kabir took the wise advice to heart and continued his journey. He visited various temples and shrines, seeking enlightenment in the darkness he felt. Every step he took was an inner journey into the most hidden depths of his being. In the middle of a dense forest, Kabir met another monk who had an aura of great serenity. The monk gently said, "Kabir, trust is the seed of wisdom growing in your heart. Plant that seed lovingly and let your trust blossom into a steadfast tree." In the serenity of the monk's heart, Kabir felt a calm vibration that soothed his heart. He pondered over the wise words and began to open his heart to a deeper trust. He understood that sincere belief does not rely only on reason, but also flows from the depth. Kabir continued to work wisely, and he found himself in the company of other pious and wise people. Every story he heard fueled his quest for enlightenment. He recalled the story of the Buddha who sincerely helped others to achieve enlightenment, spread the teachings of wisdom, and stepped into the light of ultimate truth. However, in the midst of his spiritual journey, Kabir had to face an even more profound ordeal. He fell seriously ill, and his days were filled with untold suffering. However, he remained steadfast in his belief that there is meaning in every suffering, and his belief became stronger with every. In his struggle with illness and suffering, Kabir gained new wisdom. He realized that trust is not about avoiding suffering, but about accepting and facing it with a big heart. He realized that suffering is a teacher of wisdom, teaching about impermanence and the togetherness of all living beings. In deep solitude, Kabir contemplated the nature of life and death. He understood that every passing second is an integral part of life. He felt that faith is the bridge that connects the ocean of life with the ocean of death, which flows the light of immortality from one place to another. In the end, Kabir became more and more one with the Buddhist teachings on the power of trust. He became a wise, compassionate and understanding person towards life. His burning spirit illuminated many people around him. He helped those in need, inspired the hurting, and became a role model for many. In this inspiring story, Kabir discovered the deep meaning of the power of trust. He realizes that trust is not just acceptance without question, but a deep journey into oneself. Trust is a bright light, which illuminates the path to wisdom and peace. Kabir, the storyteller of wisdom, continues to spread the message of love and peace to all corners of the world. His story inspires millions to find strength and trust and face every dynamic of life with serenity. He knows, in every breath, the light of faith will always be present, flowing eternal wisdom into the soul of every human being. In the story of Kabir, there is a precious message that strengthens the soul and sinks deep into the heart. The Buddha's teachings on the power of trust become the torch that illuminates life's journey, through the twists and turns of suffering and loss, to ultimate enlightenment. This story reveals the importance of trust as an incomparable foundation for a soul that is wounded and tossed by the winds of suffering. In the darkness of life, the light of trust is the star that guides the steps, directing towards the path of wisdom and serenity. Kabir, the wise young man, teaches us that trust is not mere belief without question, but the knowledge of the impermanence and entanglement of all living beings. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a few messages in the comments about what you have gotten from this story. See you in the next video.